Praise the King, praise Jesus, praise the Most High Yah. Man, bro, when I tell you, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Like the level of spiritual attack is like trying to get me to a point of just not doing the things. That's what that's all it seems like. Seems like everything besides God is trying to get me to stray or to do something stupid. And I've never been put in a situation like this. I've never felt like this, even when I was in the world. And maybe that's what it is because I'm not in the world. Like the world is like, I guess, mad at me, or I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it. I don't know how to explain it because now I have different responsibilities. I got different responsibilities and things I'm doing, but I've never had so many people like try to be against me, but then it's like not against me because I don't do nothing. Like I'm really seeing it now. You know, the backbiting and all those things. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about my baby mama in that situation because I can. I'm not bashing her on here or anywhere because I don't do it. I don't I don't believe in it. I understand everybody goes through what they go through. I went through it my entire life with not not having a purpose and a lack of understanding of who I was. So I mean, I don't talk bad on people, especially like like my baby mom. I go talk bad on her. You know what I'm saying? She's going through whatever she's going through. That has nothing to do with me. The only thing I can do. I realize too, it is really hard, really, really hard to pray for somebody that you do not associate with and that try to cause you harm or issues. It is. But granted, I still pray for the people. It is hard to pray for somebody that you do not deal with, especially when they plot against you. Like that's the thing. Like it is hard, but I mean, then it's a certain it's a certain level of understanding. Um, Not really. Like my mom was like my color, bro. Good try. Then she's married to a white man, so she's like extra white. Praise the Lord. But um, yeah, praying for people that like try to try to plot against you is different too because right, right, right. Like I be eating deer and all kinds of stuff. um, but yeah, man. I don't know. I think just when you pray for people that plot against you, it it moves the spirit realm, in its own way. I don't really understand it. Like I know we're called to do that. Like as a follower and as a believer in Christ. But I've seen God do too many things, and it's not for our understanding. Like we can't understand. That's why he said like his his thoughts are not our thoughts at all. And I continue to pray for my baby mom, even though she's doing the absolute most, and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. Like, so she has to provide. Um, she has to provide things to me, and she hasn't for her time. With our daughter, it's unsupervised, and then there's supervised. Currently, she's on supervised, but she's not following the order. She broke the order last month, and just kind of basically like stole our daughter. Um, yeah, mom, if you use this for court, you can say whatever you want, but you don't have anything that's backing it. She sent me a piece of paper, a picture of a piece of paper like sideways, cut off, and nothing is signed. I don't know who she's supposed to be working with or whatever. Like it's Yankee, and I asked her about it today, to get clarification. Hey, can you send me this? And it goes into a big fight. Now I'm a piece of poo, and she's gonna get me arrested. Like, I'm pretty sure that is like something else. I'm pretty sure what that is harassment, because it's already like a whole bully situation, and that's ugly work. How can you text that you gonna put somebody in jail? And that's something that's just really irking me, because again, when I was in the world and I was a person that I would say that wasn't so much as cared about or liked, people just tolerated me. When I started changing my life, that's when people started having an issue. They didn't have an issue when I was messed up, and I was like dependent on people and like needed help. Now that I don't need help, y'all are just like weird. And it's not even like so much as being weird, because I don't even try to be funny like that. I just don't associate with certain people, because it's not that I don't need nothing from them. Our views on things are completely different. I'm not going to talk to you about your view, because it doesn't matter. I'm here on Kingdom Business. That's it. And I be talking about like the Lord and whatnot, and then that's like, I don't know, it'd be something else like with certain people, and it's like I be thinking too, bro. I'm not even a bad person like that. Like, we're like really, like really, because after my daughter was born, I didn't do nothing. Like, legit, I didn't do nothing. Now, when my daughter turned like 5.5, when I lost her, even then I still wasn't doing anything. I just turned into a drug addict. But I wasn't doing like crazy drug addict stuff. Like, I was just a junkie, you know? And I kept it a buck with everybody. Like, I took pills because I like to be high. And I told people this. The reason why I told people, and there was no confusion about it. I didn't say, "Oh, my back hurt, my knee hurt." I didn't do none of that. I told people I took pills because I like to be high. Because I knew in my mind, once I wanted to stop, that I could ask for help, and there wouldn't be a what is that? That's weird. That it wouldn't so much as be a thing. It wouldn't be a shock to people. Like that's that's the thing, is I don't want it to be I didn't want it to be a surprise to people. People be like shocked or blah blah blah. Granted, I wasn't one of those, one of those junkies and people that like overdose and stuff like that. Like I didn't do that, because to me that's doing too much. It's like people that be smoking pills and like weird stuff. Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I eat them. I don't need to get no higher. Pretty high. Uh, and I think that's the part that's so scary. Like with people and like the fentanyl, because I was on fentanyl too. But the level of wanting to get high is crazy. I've never in my life seen so many people just smoke off oil. Like, granted, there was back when I worked at a gas station on 60th, and there was a stripper that always would come in, because there was a strip club like across the street, and there's a 7-Eleven, and there was another one. I forget what it's called, but there was a little Yankee little little hole in the wall strip club, and there was this one little stripper, and she was pretty, but she was just skinny. She was skinny. She would go into the bathroom every I guess time she stripped. She would go in the bathroom with 2 tacos, and every time she came out of the bathroom and would leave, the bathroom had a weird smell, and I didn't understand what it was. And then like some months after that, I went to a park or I went to the park by my house, just because I was like stressed out and I was like smoking a cigarette or something. And then there was this girl I went to middle school with. She was older, and she asked me for a lighter. So I gave her a lighter. She asked, like, "Do I mind?" And I was like, "I don't care." I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm finna smoke." So she smoking heroin off of foil. That is the first time I've ever seen or smelt heroin. That stripper was smoking heroin in the bathroom, and I don't know. The only way that I can like describe it is it smelled like ham, like, but not like good ham, like the ham that you would get from like school, like the little ham sandwiches. It would smell like that ham, and like a little bit of plastic or something. It was heroin. Burning heroin is a very weird smell. I can't remember why I got on the topic of that, but yeah, even working at that gas station, I wasn't a bad person. Like I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm trying to figure out how my baby mom talking about she gonna get me arrested, and I don't do nothing. Like I don't carry my gun because I don't have the concealed weapons in Washington or in Oregon because I moved. What I have to do is get my address updated, and I mean, until I do that, there is no carrying a gun, like, which is fine, because I don't care when I'm out here. I don't have any worries. People aren't really stupid. I think the most issue out here is probably road rage, and I mean, road rage is, that's, yeah, it can be whatever it is, but you can't just tell somebody you're going to get them arrested. That sounds crazy, and for it to be in a text message is nuts. Like, I think that's something that's bothering me like the most about that whole conversation, I'm gonna get you arrested because I'm tired of your BS. What? You can't just get me arrested because you're upset because you're not doing the things. I'm not asking nothing of you. I'm asking you to provide the things that you're supposed to provide. That's it. Like I'm not asking for all your information. And that's the thing. She keeps talking about this ROI. Like I want to know what's going on with her. I promise you, I do not care what is going on with her. I don't care what kind of depression you got going on. Now, if she were to tell me these things, I would legit, with my whole heart, pray for these things. I've been praying for her for shit. I don't know, like a solid 2 years now. I mean, at this point, like with just like her anger and her resentment and things like that. Like I prayed for her for a long time, and it hasn't done anything. The only thing it's done is make her, I don't know, make her more angry. But she also doesn't want to accept Jesus. So when you have a person that doesn't want to accept God and practices in crystals and all that, all that other stuff, like cleansing your house with sage, that doesn't do anything. That's you're worshiping something else. And I've talked to my baby mom multiple times about God, and she's, what I'm saying, like she's truly seen, like she didn't see my walk, but she had enough of an idea of what I was doing, and I instantly seen when everything changed. Like there was just a point where she had seen that she can't keep up with me, and I think that's what I feel like that's what made her mad. Kind of about herself. That's what made her mad. But I mean, if I'm growing at a rate and I'm I'm the same person that you've known, what makes that an issue? Well, what makes it an issue now? Because you've seen how it was. Like there's no other nothing. She's seen how I was, and I am the way that I am now. Are you mad because you didn't follow what you knew was the better? Because yeah, that was a weird, that whole situation. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm good. I ain't gonna throw that business out, but it was made very clear that she couldn't keep up with me. And then all I do is get closer to God, you know, and shoot. I mean, I was leaving everybody alone for a minute. I was celibate for a long time, you know, and praise the Lord because the women that I was talking to and whatever was very odd. It wasn't. They weren't odd, but one wasn't going nowhere. One just wanted to have fun, and I'm not for just the sleeping around and there's no goal. You're not talking about marriage. You're not talking about none of that. Nah. And then I'm already like beefing with your baby dad because of whatever. I ain't got time for that, bro. On top of that, you like way older than me. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, bro. Like you got guns, I got guns. You're angry. I'm not. I ain't got time for it. Like you got a beautiful daughter. I ain't got time for your weirdness, like at all. And then yeah, and then the other one, like she can't get over she can't get over her baby dad. So that ended up being just what that was. But baby mom, she was just kind of dealing with the same dude, and you know, you just end up having more kids, which is something else. I don't see how you got so many kids. Like that's my thing. How you have all the kids? I had one daughter. She is 11. After I had her, I said I am not doing this until I get married. I am not having no more kids because I couldn't imagine having another kid. And that's what I think too. I feel like baby mom probably thought I was gonna have another kid with her. Negative, negative. Maybe after Mari or maybe after my daughter. Possibly. I ain't even gonna lie. Possibly. But having a heathen mind and being being of the world and being a Gentile, not knowing Christ, that's what I thought my life was gonna be. Didn't think about marriage and things like that. I didn't think about marriage until I started really diving into the Bible and getting to know who God was and those types of things. And even then, like now, I'm like looking into marriage and how important the covenant is, and it's way bigger. It's way bigger than me. Like the way we raise our kids is is so important because I've been focusing on breaking generational curses for some years now. Like I'd say like 2 years, like a solid 2 years since I got my daughter. Because I don't want none of my nation, none of my lineage to have to go through the things that I went through. And because of me having my daughter out of wedlock and not doing a marriage, all that did was open the door for what was it? Not abandonment, but not being um oh, I cannot think of what it is. Um it's not an identity thing, but basically like not feeling like you have a place. So that gets passed down to the kids. Any form of addiction gets passed down to the kids. This lady broke it down to me. Um, uh, Miss Betty. We were at a conference and we were paired up with them, and she was talking about how all of her kids, or how her parents were alcoholics. Was a She was talking about her parents were alcoholics, and she said that she kind of like stayed away from drinking, but how it doubled back was she's addicted to sugar, and that's all liquor is. That's all beer is. Liquor, it's sugar. So since the devil could not go that way, he went the other way, and plagued her and her kids with addiction to sugar. And I was like, oh, that's interesting because my kids are addicted to sugar. My mom and dad, biological, were both alcoholics. My mom just got sober. She's been sober 4 years, and that's to the Most High. That's all to the Most High because I prayed about that. Um, yeah, I wanted her to get sober so I could have an actual relationship with my mom. And yeah, God did that. Granted, it was kind of rough how it happened, but there is no other way it could have happened. It had to happen that way. And yeah, now my mom has a relationship with my daughter. I have an amazing relationship with my mom, and I never had a relationship with her like that. I mean, besides when I was a kid, and my my daughter didn't know my mom because I wasn't gonna have my daughter around my mom because she was drinking. I already had to deal with that a good chunk of my life, so I wouldn't do it to my daughter. But the Most High, you know, blessed her with getting sober. That's a tremendous thing, you know. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm glad that she can. I'm glad that she can see, you know, the man that I've grown to be, and not having as much anger as I had because I was angry as a kid. Like, you know, not having anger, being able to like compose myself without lashing without lashing out because man, yeah, I was bad. I mean, there's times right now where I kind of I'll be like, but you know, you got to hold your emotions, especially as a man, because I'm not finna throw my life away over pride or ego because that's what happens. Every anybody that's been to prison, there's some form of ego or pride that put them in there. That's what I'm trying to teach my son right now. He's 8, but that's what I'm trying to teach him right now is you got to be able to control your emotions. I don't care about none of that other stuff. You have to control your emotions. Granted, it's hard. I understand it's hard, you know, but to lash out and to get violent with people is not the answer. Because there's a couple answers to that. You know, they either gonna put you somewhere and you gonna be there. People gonna jump you. People gonna hurt you. You know, some people could, you know, take something from you, like, you know, like the life force. And that's something I don't want. And I'm very I hold that very clear, like very close to my heart too, because just because when I got in trouble, I don't ever want that to like not necessarily come back, but to to be something that lingers over my family. I don't ever want any of my kids to be slain or anybody in my nation. I understand things happen, but because of something that they did, like with ego and pride, it is something different. Um, yeah, that's something that always rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I've always kind of held it back in the back of my mind, but I just be rambling. I just be talking. I be talking about nothing. I really can't wait for this weekend. Real talk, honestly, really like keeping it a buck. I really wish that my baby mom could talk to me normally. Like there has not been a normal conversation in a long time. And I'm not saying her talking to me like we're friends because we're not friends. She made that very clear. I don't want to be friends with my baby mom, but to be a parent and the co-parent is different. Like legit. Like she be talking crazy to me. She be calling me my nickname, and I don't go by my nickname at all. Like that's ugly work. And then like the bullying and trying to intimidate somebody is like that's something different. Like when you don't hold any cards and you try to threaten people, like bro, One of the things that like is her go-to is, oh, I'm gonna call the judge. You can't just call the judge nowhere. You can't just call a judge. It doesn't work like that. So I asked her today to give me the number because I want to know if you can. If that's the case, let me know. Let me know, Chi. Let me know because that sounds wild, man. It's yeah, man. It's wild. Never, I don't think ever in my life have I been like confused by somebody else's actions. I mean, I know I've done some foolish things, I have, but that's when I was a kid. I was a kid doing dumb stuff. I'm not 34 doing dumb stuff. Like I'm not. That's the part that gets me. Like what I feel like she's gonna do though. I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna be. And I don't even know how that's going. I don't even know how that's gonna play out because if she calls the police on me and then says, "Oh, he pulled a gun on me," right? This is just a scenario. I pull the gun on her, supposedly, and then the police bump us and stop us and do all that and search the car. That will be a false report because one, you're gonna have to describe a gun. You're gonna have to say a gun. If you know that I have the guns that I have, granted she doesn't know all the guns that I have because I have a lot of guns. But if you say one of the guns, well, where is it at? It is not here. I'm not carrying no gun. So that means you're going to lie to the police and make a false statement. And then that's another thing. All my guns are mine, baby. I don't care how many I have, they're all in my name. I don't have, this is the first time in my life that I have all my guns are in my name. Legit. Now, when I was in the world, of course I didn't. But now that I can and I can buy whatever I want, every gun is in my name. There's no reason for me to have anything that is not in my name. No reason. No reason. I even, my daughter got a couple guns. They're not in her name or nothing, but she knows that if something happened to me, that these are hers, period. And then it's going to go through like I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet. I think I'm going to have them all pick one. Or like in order, like just y'all pick, you know. Wife ain't, wife is going to say which ones is off limits. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I really feel like she gonna try and get us pulled over. And even if that is the case, you're making a false report. And then that's not even like a false report because if you say I drew a gun on you, that means the cops are gonna draw their guns on you. I'm for sure taking you to court. Well, I'm taking her to court anyway because she's not following the order. She's been taking my daughter and all kinds of stuff. Now you're, and it's crazy the delusion that people have. Oh, I have all these reports. I have 4 police reports on you for what? I ain't did nothing besides try to get my daughter. And you've been running all over Portland hiding. Like that's legit. What happened? Like on my pickup time, I was in Southeast to pick her up. She wasn't there. I talked to my daughter. She was like, "Oh, well, I'm here." I drove there to Northeast Portland, and I drove to her mom's house, but I didn't know which unit she lived in because she doesn't say what her actual unit is. I know which one it is now, though. Um, I don't know, man. And it's funny too because she was bad mouthing me for like years because I was on Suboxone. I'm off Suboxone now. One of the parts of the stuffs is giving a UA. what her UA has Suboxone in it. I didn't talk bad on her, but that means during court, that means you were on drugs. That's all. That's all that means. That means you're on drugs. Say whatever you want. It means you're on drugs. I mean, unless you don't have a prescription and you just have Suboxone in your system, which is wild. It's wild work. I don't know. I just want to be left alone. She be talking greasy too. She be talking greasy. I want to try to get her like in trouble for like harassment. Maybe I can get like a restraining order or something. Dub, whoop. But yeah, I mean, maybe she can get in trouble for harassment because on that goes against the order too. Like you got to be cordial. She's not. She be calling me stupid, and I ain't this and I ain't that, and I'm a piece of crap, and uh, I'm not a man of God, but yet I'm in none of these conversations am I cussing at you. I'm not doing nothing. I'm level headed. I'm not doing none of that. She's texting me pages long. I'm not reading it. I'm not entertaining it. It seems like she just wants to fight to like have something to like say in court. Oh, well, look, he said this. At this point, she has nothing for court. Nothing. And then you're saying I'm breaking the order. I want you to prove it, brother. And she's not gonna be able to do it. Like my wife be flipping out and tripping a little bit, but I mean, when it comes down to it, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why do you think that I'm not supposed to ask you for the things that are required? And considering every situation that she's gotten into, she's always avoided them. She's always ran from CPS. Yeah, and I forgot the number of CPS cases she had. It was crazy. I think it was like 12 or something. Like founded or unfounded, it doesn't matter. You have 12 cases. Like, why are people calling CPS on you like that? My dad's case, though, that one was founded. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing. Only God can really have a black man get his daughter for sole custody in Oregon. That don't happen. That don't happen at all. For men alone, the percent is so low. I want to say it's like in the single digits or it's like 12. It's either 12 or in the singles. It's super low. And then what's what's going on? Because when my daughter was born, I pretty much had her. And well, no, I did have her. I had her solid for 2.5 years, 2.5, 3 years, and then like the last 2 years until court, because school was starting. She wanted the baby, but we still had 50-50. I had my daughter in all types of things. I had her in ballet. She did ballet twice. She did swim class twice. She did gymnastics twice. She did art class. She did cooking class. When we were in court, she was doing piano. I know she did more stuff. I'm trying to think of what it was. But either way, she's legit been doing some her whole life. And then as soon as she got with her mom got sole custody because she wanted joint. And I told her no, or I told her yeah, but she said no, and the judge said both parties in Oregon, both parties have to agree to joint custody, and she didn't want to, so I ended up losing. And from that point, my daughter didn't do any more, no more programs, no more nothing. Because the next thing I was going to do after piano was a survival, like a survival swim class thing. Because her nurse has two kids, and then that's what she was talking about. That they do it like every year, where it's legit like a survival swim class, where they like put the kids in like weird circumstances and like tide pools and stuff. Like it sounded dope. I want to say it was out in like Gladstone or something, but I wanted to get her in that. But she didn't do she didn't do no programs, no nothing for the school or nothing for 5 years until I got her back. And I asked her what she wanted to do. That was the first thing I asked. Well, what do you want to do? You want to do sports? You want to do, you know what I'm saying? What do you want to do? Because I want to try basketball. Yeah, well, I was doing basketball. Man, I spent $600 on lifts going back and forth to basketball practice. Crazy. Like, yeah, I ain't had no car, and we ain't busting it. Negative. It's just a big old blanket. I am 222. 600 pounds. That's wild work. That's super wild. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of confused on the whole thing. It's the putting me in jail part. That's the part that gets me. What would make you text that? I'm gonna put you in jail. I'm tired of your BS. What? What? That's not a reason to threaten somebody with putting them in jail. And then plus, you can't put me in jail because I don't do nothing. I'm not a criminal, brother. Shit, I got a job. I got a family. I got a wife. What you mean? It's gonna be ugly when I get my same attorney. It's just gonna cost a little bit, but so my case went so good. What I believe is my case went so good because the odds don't make sense. Once we won, she heard because you're supposed to have an attorney for a year after the case is done. I want to say it was 3 months. I want to say it was 3 months because we had moved out here. We was like 2 months in, and baby mom started acting stupid. And I need to talk to my attorney. Attorney's not there, bro. She moved to another firm, and yeah, now that yeah, it's something different. But I think I'm gonna end up getting her back because I mean, being all the way honest, she already knows the case, and plus this time if I get the same attorney, my baby mom gonna have to pay for the court and for my attorney. I'm not doing that because the deal was already sweet, and she signed it. We both signed the same order, everything. Me and my daughter can move because I have sole custody. We can move to Seattle. She doesn't pay child support. She gets one weekend a month that I take our daughter down there. That's pretty much what she wanted. She didn't want to have to pay child support. But I tell you, let me spend 6,500. You're paying for that. You're paying for it because that don't make sense. And then considering we just got done with court, like it's been like 3 months, and then you're talking about man. This lady said that she's gonna take me to court, and this is after she said she was gonna put me in jail. She said that she was going to take me back to court, make me move back to Portland, and uh, what was it? We're going to have 50-50 custody. Both parties have to agree on the 50-50%. She knows this. She knows this. So where do you think I'm gonna agree? No, let's do the whole trial. Let's do it. Let's let the judge pick. Let's do that because at the end of the day, you still have not provided me with the things that you need to. She can say as much as she wants over the text and tell people, but it's not presented to me. I'm not a bully like that. I want my daughter to have a relationship with her mom. That's the only reason why she got involved. If I wouldn't have said anything when my daughter was a baby, she wouldn't have got involved. Like that, and that's the facts. Like I was like, hey, you need to get involved in her life because I don't want her growing up thinking that my sister or her mom or my mom aunt is her mom. Like that's kind of fact. And that's when she started getting her on the weekends. And then she said she didn't want to be a weekend parent. Turned me into a weekend parent for 5 years. So I got five, she got five. I got the rest though. You know what I'm saying? Now she's back a weekend parent. It's funny how things work. it is funny how things work. But this is also too like I think with me having a relationship with God has changed my just well it has it's changed my life, not just my life but like my family's life. And now I have a bigger family. I'm married. Like crazy work. And yeah, it all goes down because there's no nothing, there's no, I can't say I did it at all because I didn't. I just kind of just I was just moseying. That's all I did. I need to go to sleep. I got work in the morning. Praise the Most High. Praise Jesus. Praise Yah. Have a good night.